Hello, my name is Gamma, coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this is my first draft league video. So first and foremost, I hope you enjoy the video. This is my draft for CNL Season 6. Technically, I have Season 2 here because it's my second season in the CNL. I did compete in Season 5 and was able to get second place in the Monkey Door division, but now we're hoping to, complete the revenge arc and get a W in the gouging division for this league. This is very scuffed. I don't even have a logo for my team, but hopefully we'll have like a good time, and hopefully these videos are going to be a side, and yeah, we'll see. So for the first pick of the draft, there was a different couple options that I wanted. I decided to build the team around Golden Go because Golden Go is a very versatile Pokemon. You can run bulky, you can run it special offensive, and Gold is Gold. Gold is like an amazing ability. Says no to your defog, says no to your thunder waves, and this mod can be a really good like core piece for your team. And to kind of capitalize on this, I had a couple ideas that I wanted. This league allowed for Deoxys Speed, so I wanted Deoxys Speed, and I wanted Iron Valiant. However, both of those were taken before my pick. I think I was, let's see here. What draft pick was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was the ninth. I was the ninth draft pick. So I didn't get some of the higher priority picks I wanted. However, I was really fortunate to get Great Tusk fell to me. Great Tusk, the number one used OU Pokemon. Great Tusk works really well with Golden Go because, first of all, it's a very reliable rapid spinner. This is arguably the best rapid spinner in the whole game. I want to say arguably, I would say is the best rapid spinner in the whole game. And access to a whole slew of items, right? You can use your booster energy to activate your photosynthesis. You can run your assault vest, your rocky helmet. I can even use a choice item, even expert belt, heavy duty boots, leftovers. So these are all items that kind of complement Great Tusk. And Great Tusk also has a really impressive move pool. If I want to run max defense, I can go body press. Bulk up setup sets are also really good. Close combat, strong physical attacks. Earthquake if I don't want to lower my defenses because of Headlong Rush here. This Pokemon also has Hit Smash, which can come really clutch if I need to break like a bulky flying type that resists both my coverage. Heavy Slam is good steel type coverage for fairies that might want to prey on Great Tusk's fighting type. High horsepower is also another option, but we would never use high horsepower when we have Headlong Rush. Strong ice coverage in Ice Spinner, really important knockoff and Iron Head coverage. I don't think you're going to use Mega Horn. Play Rough is pretty nice. Wait, this Pokemon Psyshock? Oh my goodness. But yeah, overall, this is like a really reliable Pokemon, and it's really reliable because it can get spin and it can get rocks. So this was the first pick. You can't really go wrong with Great Tusk. And I was very fortunate enough to get Golden Go in the second round pick. Golden Go is pretty self-explanatory. Golden Go can do a whole lot of things. Now with its items it can do a lot. Leftovers, specs, scarf, heavy duty boots. Another common set is the Thunder Wave. Like you can run Thunder Wave. Let's see here. Thunder Wave, Hex Cancer, where Thunder Wave, hex them. Make It Rain is so like busted, only -1 drop, and having access to both Nasty Claw and Recover makes Golden Go a really good Pokemon, both offensively and it can be used defensively as well. Ghost Steel typing is exceptional, and kind of complements with Great Tusk. Great Tusk weak to local types like Ice and Psychic, and Golden Go was able to resist that. And Golden Go kind of allows us to prevent our hazards from being removed. It being a spin blocker, and it blocks defog. I would say it blocks Mortal Spin, but as you can see, like down the line here, we have Gamora, so we don't really have to worry about that. For the third pick, I ended up choosing Roaring Moon. There were a lot of options that I wanted for the third pick. I was thinking Meowscarada, Greninja, Cinderace. These were all Pokemon that I was kind of looking for in that kind of third pick spot. They were all taken before third pick, which is fine. But I ended up choosing Roaring Moon. So why did I choose Roaring Moon? Well, Roaring Moon has really good typing that pairs with Golden Go. Golden Go is weak to Dark and Ghost type attacks, and Roaring Moon can not only resist that, but kind of capitalize on it. Roaring Moon is also a really scary Pokemon with access to Dragon Dance, Booster Energy, Dragon as Acrobatics. Now, we can't Terra this Pokemon, so it's not the most broken in the world, but it's fairly old reliable. I can also run a Scarf or even a plus speed photosynthesis to get that speed and clean up. Access to U-turn, access to stab knockoff, are all really important moves that will kind of help the team. The next Pokemon that I chose for my round 4 pick was Rotom Wash. In the lines of trying to synergize with Golden Go, Rotom Wash here synergizes well in the sense that it resists the fire and it's immune to the ground type attacks that would scare Golden Go. So, why Rotom Wash? Rotom Wash has more utility now with Will-O-Wisp and Thunderwave. You can run, both offensive and defensive sets. It has access to Nasty Plot. We're never going to use this Poltergeist ever. And it actually got access back to its Pain Split, if I recall. Yeah, Pain Split. So it can get some HP back, not reliably, but it can get HP back. And yeah, again, this Pokemon kind of synergizes really well with Golden Go, and also synergizes well with Donphan, of course. They don't cover each other perfectly because both Donphan and Golden Go are weak to grass attacks, but that's fine. That's something that Golden Go and Roaring Moon can beat. So yeah, that was my 4th overall round pick. I think my next round pick, if I go through this, yeah. So originally I had Whimsicott here. I had a different draft plan, but I ended up deciding to trade Whimsicott away. One of my friends in the league wanted a Whimsicott, which is fine. So we ended up pivoting to get. I ended up trading it with get Ambipom. We'll go to Ambipom later, but let's just go back in order. So the next Pokemon here that we drafted was Glamora. Now this is kind of predictable because Golden Go, right? The Pokemon that stops hazards from being removed, plus the Pokemon that just gets up hazards by just being hit. Glamora is a pretty solid Pokemon. It gets those rocks up, and you can use it in. I mean, you can use it in a variety of ways. I can use it as a suicide lead, get my rocks, spikes, toxic spikes, however many I can get up. It also helps to relieve the spin pressure that is on Great Tusk because it has access to Mortal Spin, which not only removes hazards but also poisons. Has access to strong special attacks, your Dazzling Gleam, your Earth Power, your Energy Ball, and also your um, Power Gems and your Sludge Waves. It even has a Meteor Beam set, so you can run I could run Power Herb, Meteor Beam. It give be like something like this: Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Rock Polish, and then I guess you put like Sludge Wave, maybe coverage move of choice like Earth Power, run max special attack, run your speed accordingly, and yeah, it can also act as like a reliable sweeper. So I really wanted Glamora for that hazard stacking potential. The other thing it gives us is it gives us a grounded poison type, which helps us deal with like toxic spikes that could really harm both like Roaring Moon and specifically Great Tusk. If Great Tusk is status, Great Tusk usefulness instantly falls down the drain. So I'm really happy with that we were able to secure this Glamora pick. However, this kind of makes us more weak to Earthquake. We don't have the best Earthquake switch-ins, and this is why I ended up choosing Moltres. Moltres, Moltres was a really good Pokemon for my team because it helped to reduce that fire type weakness. That reduce the fire attacks that Golden Go struggle with, but also helped to act as another immunity for ground type attacks. Moltres can be both, like, again, a lot of things with my Pokemon is they can do different stuff. They can be defensive or they can be offensive. Moltres can be offensive or defensive. It has like base 125 special attack, but it also has good stats. And Fire Flying got a lot better with access to heavy duty boots. And even if we didn't bring heavy duty boots, because we have access to reliable spinners as Great Tusk and Glamora, I feel pretty safe to use this Pokemon. Not that we're ever going to be able to hit Hurricane. But like I said, this Pokemon, access to Will-O-Wisp, the fact that it has Flame Body, we can punish physical moves. We have a lot of ways to punish physical moves between Flame Body and Toxic Debris. But yeah, overall, Moltres filled up that Fire type niche that would be helpful, and it's a Fire type, so I get access to those moves. That is also immune to ground attacks. So yeah, Moltres, good Pokemon overall, and it helps kind of weave in more with our defensive core. Now, the next Pokemon I picked up here was the Iron Leaves, and I picked the Iron Leaves up because, like I said before, I originally had Whimsicott, but I decided to drop that and go with a different draft plan. I am choosing the Iron Leaves, and this helps us complete our Water, Fire, and Grass core. I've never really used Iron Leaves, not even while laddering, but this Pokemon is pretty good. It has a pretty good speed tier. that we wanted to have, 3 104, so just faster than the base 100s and kind of forcing other Pokemon like your base 110s. I think that's the 350 speed spot to have to run like, I think that's, yeah. So you have to force their 350s to run their Jolly or Timid nature, because then if they run Adamant, they can't outspeed Jolly Iron Leaves. Same thing with the base 115. So it's kind of that good little middle slot. Also, Iron Leaves gets access to like Leaf Blade, psystrike, close combat. It's not really that much, but access to those moves and access to, again, booster energy or a choice band or choice scarf kind of helps Iron Leaves be more of a powerful threat. Let's see, where we go. Swords Dance, psyblade. I think this was the pretty traditional move set, if I recall correctly. Yeah, like run 3 attacks, booster energy. Uh, if this speed stat is fine, we can always run like this. We always run this. We go 359, 337. That boosts our attack, and instead of Leaf Blade, we could maybe have Trailblaze, so that way we can boost our speed. So overall, yeah, this Pokemon is a good setup sweeper, and yeah, it is a good setup sweeper. And additionally, as well as fitting our like water, fire, grass, water, fire core, it also kind of completes our fighting, dark, and psychic core. And because this core can be more offensive by nature, we can use it as like our offensive core when we're team building. But yeah, that's Iron Leaves. And as obviously you notice from this, none of these are fairy types. So we had to drop down to get Gramble, which back in like the GBA days, I used to play in Gen 6 or 7. Back in the GBA days, if you didn't get like or not even GBA days, back when we were using the tier system, where we had a bunch of like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. If you didn't get one of your high quality fairy types, I'm talking about like Lefables of your world, Sylveons, Florges, you would be stuck with Gramble. Gramble's not a bad Pokemon, and Gramble actually kind of synergizes well with my team. It will check the dragon types that it needs to check with Intimidate, and if they're a special dragon type, then that's something that Golden Go can kind of cover there. Kind of defend it, synergizes well with Golden Go defensively. It can also absorb knockoffs. There's a couple Pokemon on my team that don't want to eat knockoff, even though Great Tusk is like fighting type and will eat knockoff for days. He doesn't really want to lose his item. His item is really valuable. Without his item, doesn't really have that much going for it. Roaring Moon is also going to want its item if it's running an item like booster, excluding booster energy. Rotom really wants to keep its leftovers, and Moltres wants to keep its heavy debuff. So having access to Gramble that can intimidate and doesn't rely and can kind of work outside of that item loss limitation is like will alleviate that pressure that my team has. And when you kind of look at the movesets that Gramble has, not bad moves either. Close combat, bulk up, good attacks, EQ, great, good fire coverage, good ice coverage, um, strong stat play rough. They want to run screens, boom, psychic fangs. Unfortunately, though, one thing I will say about this Pokemon is that it lost access to Heal Bell, which kind of sucks. But I think everything lost access to Heal Bell. How many Pokemon even have Heal Bell now? Yeah, there you go. If your name is Blissey or Chimecho, you got Heal Bell. But that's one of the downsides. One of the cool things about Gramble is used to have access to Heal Bell. So unfortunate, but again, not that big of a deal. Access to Bulk Up and Curse. You can even do something with Counter. Those are all really, really good. And the stat spread isn't even bad. Base 90 HP is pretty as a good HP stat. 120 is nothing to shy at. If I put Play Rough, yeah, nothing to shy at. This Pokemon will also take advantage of having like something like an Assault Vest, leftovers, Intimidate plus Defense. This Pokemon is overall more bulky and pretty good offensively. So this is kind of like our Bandage pick, but I think it works well with the team overall. Now, here we go, Ambipom. So this is what I traded for, and I got Ambipom, and this is our first Terra Captain. Ambipom is normal, so it's normal slash, what did I put? Normal Fairy Fire. This is subject to change. I kind of wanted a normal type to pair with my ghost type and prevent like teams from spamming ghost attacks. Ghost attacks are so incredibly strong. Shadow Ball is so spammable. And even like the one resist I have so far is Roaring Moon, and Roaring Moon is not the Pokemon that wants to be taking these constant hits. Spec Shadow Balls can hurt and really damage over time. And obviously, Ambipom is no switch into anything with it. Whew, those are not good defensive stats. But it at least prevents my opponents from just mindlessly spam clicking Shadow Ball. Excuse me there. Okay, so Ambipom is about a 6-point Pokemon, and this will be with 9 points. But Ambipom is kind of not bad, I think. I was looking over it with one of my friends in the league, and they have access to. So Ambipom has access to like acrobatics. So you can run like a normal jump, fake out, acrobatics set. That's not bad. Baton pass. You have U-turn. I don't know why you use baton pass. Break to break screens. Um, Fire punch, gunk shot, ice punch, knockoff, low kick, seed bomb, shadow claw. These are all like pretty good. It even gets access to triple axle, which I don't know why it gets access to triple axle, but hey, it gets access to triple axle. So that's really, really cool. And one of the things you can do with Ambipom is you can run like loaded dice technician sets, because loaded dice makes you have like makes you at minimum have 4 hits. So you could get your full triple axles. You can uh, but that's kind of the issue with Ambipom, is that it really doesn't have a way to capitalize on this technician. It doesn't get access to like Uchino, where Uchino has Tail Slap, or a Mousehold has Population Bomb. The best move that Ambipom has to abuse technician is Fury Swipes, and that move does not hit. But say that we hit Fury Swipes, right? We do this addition boost. So this is what boost the so right. So it's 18. So 18 times stab. So it's 27 times Terra. That's 40.5. And then multiply in the technician boost. Right? So you get about 60 should be, I think 60 should be the number. And you multiply, let's say we hit all 5 times. It's like base, you're hitting people really hard with like, I think 300 power Fury Swipes. I think that's the total it comes out to. My math will also be totally wrong, and I'm gaslighting. This Pokemon also hits a speed tier that we really like, 115. This is above kind of the 150 mark that a lot of Pokemon hit. For a lot of 50 is a speed mark that you really want to pass. In the last season, with my draft here, the fastest Pokemon I had was Walking Wake. But Walking Wake only hits 348, and this was a massive problem for me in the season overall, especially in the finals, where my opponent Yappo's the friend I've been talking about. He's able to just outspeed my Walking Wake with his like Ogre Pawn, and there's nothing I can really do about it. If I don't have the sun, I'm not that fast. So this provides a way that we can have speed and not rely on something external to get that speed boost. Additionally, it gives us access to priority. Stab fake out with technician boost is pretty nice. Now it's only one-time use, but it's still nice, and it's still a fairly strong attack. That's something my team has been lacking overall. Like no prior. It does wait. Am I lying? No. Yeah. Great Tusk is a priority. A lot of my Pokemon here, or all my Pokemon here, don't have priority up to Ambipom, and yeah, good access priority. Uh, if we probably won't be going for Fury Swipes. Most likely we'd be going for a double hit. But you can run some pretty cheese stuff on Ambipom, and you can really abuse this base 115 speed tier to adjust what you need. Fake out is good chip, U-turn is good chip. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this Pokemon. This Pokemon might be up to change. The other Pokemon in the 6-point tier that I was looking at was Ursaring. So we'll see. Ursaring is obviously slower, but is stronger and bulkier. But we'll see. And then Terra Normal, we have to get Terra Normal, but Terra Normal is generally what I'd probably run on Ambipom, because it's going to buff your normal attacks, and it's going to make your stab a lot stronger. Fairy, I'm not entirely sure on the Fairy one. I bet Fairy here because Ambipom, it resists, it covers for Ambipom's weaknesses. Ambipom is weak to fighting types. Fairy's got you covered. And Fairy's generally a good type. And then I have also Fire, which I'm not sure about. I might change Fire down the line because I can change it. But having access to Terra Fire will help Ambipom deal with the Steel types. Alternatively, this could be fighting, but I think Fire type is better because it not only makes me, it not only improves the matchup for Ambipom against Steel types, but if an opponent wants to go for like a Will-O-Wisp, for example, boom, Terra Fairy, we're immune, and then we go on from there. Again, those are up to change. And now for the last pick of the draft, I had 9 point left, and there were a couple of Pokemon we could have gotten here. So out of the fire options, I was like debating between Emboar and McMortar, but I ended up going with Emboar. Emboar is our second Terra Captain. It's our primary Terra Captain, but it's the second Terra Captain that we drafted. So Emboar, we have Terra Fighting, / Dark, and Grass. Okay. Why this Pokemon? Well, Emboar is very good for one thing. Choice Band Reckless Flare Blitz. This hits like a beast. Emboar has been one of I like using Emboar in Gen 6. I love using Emboar in RU. You would just go in, you click Choice Band, you would Flare Blitz, and when I had a Gen 6 draft league, I actually did really well with Emboar. Emboar be able to get in and kind of like click and attack was really good and really helpful. And Emboar doesn't. I don't recall Emboar having the highest, like the most diverse move pool. Back in the day, it was like Flare Blitz, Superpower. Actually, let's take a quick look. What did Emboar used to run back in the day? Let's see here. Yep, there you go. Flare Blitz, Superpower, Wild Charge, Sucker Punch. These are not like the wildest moves, but you know, hey, you don't need a lot of move options. If your button the button you click kills, go for it. But the DLC added more to Emboar, if I recall correctly. I don't think on knockoff before this DLC. Having access to knockoff is pretty nice. Um, and more importantly, access to close combat. Now, Emboar with this move, Emboar has a spammable fighting type move that doesn't actively inhibit it. That was one of the issues that Emboar had back in the day was that the strongest attack it had was superpower, but when you click superpower, your attack lowers, you can't spam all the time. But close combat, boom, you can spam it, really strong. And this is the reason why we have Terra Fighting. I opted out of Terra Fire because we don't like I do Terra Fire, Choice Banded, Reckless Boosted, Flare Blitz is a little bit overkill. I would like my Emboar to be a bit, have more longevity in the match. There's gonna be times to click Flare Blitz, and I'm not going to Terra Fire to kill something. Usually I can kill something with a combination of Reckless Flare Blitz or some kind of boosting item like Choice Band. Having Terra fighting buffs our close combats, and also it makes our matchup into hazards better. On a mon like this, like Emboar, that's reckless, hazards can really stack up, and being fighting half stealth rocks from 12 to 60%. So that's pretty good. Dark, having dark type, having Terra Dark is already good because it capitalizes on the psychic weakness that fighting types have, but more importantly, it makes the sucker punch that Emboar has a lot stronger. And that's the main reason I chose Emboar over McMortar, was for this priority option. Sucker punch, strong priority, and with Terra Dark, even stronger. It also synergizes well with Emboar's newly given knockoff, and it'll help flip the matches on psychic types. Now the next one was Grass. The third Terra type I wasn't too sure about. I ended up going Terra Grass because that way we can kind of flip the matchup on like water or ground types that want to get us. Emboar doesn't have any. Well, it has Trailblaze, but that's kind of a bait. It could be good though if we wanted to run Trailblaze. Not that like. I wouldn't really want Trailblaze. I feel like an Emboar would just want to go hit. But having access to Terra Grass kind of flips that matchup. It also gives us a viable Terra option to go for. Terra Water was considered. Can't believe this Pokemon gets freaking Scald. And half the water types don't get Scald, but that's okay. Terra Water was also something, but I think that Terra Grass covered for more typings. Again, this is something that can be changed down the road. I'm not particularly like hard on this. Yeah. So I would say this is my draft. This is my draft for the CNL. That kind of rounds up everything. Well, yeah, I would say this is my draft. So this kind of rounds up my draft, and we'll see. I'll try to make weekly videos. I don't know if the matches will be live or will be post record it. It's probably going to be a combination of both. I'll try to remember when I'm in the match to actually record and play the game. But if I don't, whatever, I'll do a post recording match. Um, I think overall our draft is not bad. I think I would like to believe it's pretty good. I think it covers for a lot of stuff. I think that between this draft and the draft that I had last time over here, I think that I've hit better speed tiers. I think my team has a better identity. And overall, I'm pretty excited. I had a lot of fun last season and looking to, you know, try to perform my best this season again. Yeah, I still need a logo. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to my draft analysis. Have a nice day.